everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse. I'm ready for war. I'm coming for throats. To turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence, then let them in, chalk up their body, another one body, that's just how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I can play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me, then I double up again, none of their knows. None of them cold, they just got lucky but never adapted, so I'm to the one if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close, I let them think that they got me, but what do you know? I had them beat before we ever spoke, I'm ready for smoke. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse. I'm ready for war. I'm coming for throats. To turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now they ain't go harder than me. They need a blade in a sheath, a shank in a piece, a crate full of heat, an army, a fleet, a tank and a jeep, a navy at sea, where they submarine, an ace up their sleeve, a team of marines, a freak on a leash, a beast with an appetite, razor for teeth, and still they would lay at my feet. Boy, you got the wrong one. I gotta look over all of my publishing statements for Q1 as soon as the song's done. I gotta call up my mama and tell her I made it as soon as my log's done. I gotta read all my trade publications and sip my tea till it is all done. I think it's all fun. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse. I'm ready for war. I'm coming for throats. To turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me.
Hey, I'm hanging with the boys, man. They're part of the team. Part of the team, man. Gotta tell you, part of the team.
Welcome to Tampa Bay. We fuck 'em up when we raise the flag. Fire the cannons and seize the day.
What is up, everybody? You are watching the Loose Cannons. I'm your host, Sam. We're hanging out with my boys Poppy Latte and Stanker, and we are joined by a Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic League Hall of Famer, former Penn State All-American, a 12-year NFL vet, an anti-meteorologist, by the way, host of In the Trenches on the Pat McAfee Show, co-host of the Bobbled Exchange podcast, Tristan Wirfs' #1 fan, former Bucs player, coach, and most importantly, Super Bowl fucking champion, AQ Shipley. Welcome to the Loose Cannons, bro.
That was
What an introduction.
Wow. That was unbelievable intro. That was incredible.
Wow. I feel like going past. I can't sit down. I got to stand up.
Did you say he was a
Should I
meteorologist? Did I hear meteorologist?
He is anti-meteorologist. He hates the weathermen. He hates and
anti.
women. Yeah, hates anyone who can tell the weather.
You can't hate the
apparently.
weather, girl, man. They're pretty hot, bro. You can't hate them.
I'll let
Hey,
AQ
on Telemundo, though.
On
You gotta watch
Telemundo, you see the
Telemundo.
Telemundo one?
You're not hating the ones on Telemundo.
They're not.
Yeah,
telling,
anyway.
they're not predicting weather on that station at all.
Nobody's predicting weather at all.
Yeah, the moon is always out. Anyways.
No. All right. Anyway, AQ. Before we talk about the Ravens game that's coming up tomorrow, you were in the trenches with these guys. The majority of these guys here.
Yep.
You were in the huddle with Tom. You know this system from Arizona. You know it when you were here in Tampa, obviously. What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't know. I mean, honestly, like I think the biggest thing I turn it on, the film every Monday, and I'm like, there's just missed execution right now, and that's the biggest issue. Like, I don't think it's the offense. I don't think it's what's being called. What all those guys up front like to have more runs being called for sure, but you know in this system Byron's going to throw it. He's got the greatest to ever touch leather throwing it, so he's going to call it, right? And so they just have to be able to hold up, and they have to be able to execute. And when you turn on the film, the biggest glaring thing right now is it's just missed execution. That's the biggest thing I can see.
You say execution, AQ. You say execution. I keep hearing execution. That's all I've heard for fucking 2 weeks is execution.
Yeah.
From Byron Ferry, missed execution. Somebody's got to answer for the execution. But AQ, I almost said it. I almost blew my wad before the pod. How can you properly execute as an offensive lineman? Old school, one of the oldest podcasters in Buckland, loves to say dancing bears. It's a dance with all these bears. If you got to get chemistry with your line mates, how the fuck do we do that, AQ, if they're rotating in left guards? What are they doing?
I don't know. I mean, I do think there is, Luke's got some issues from what I understand, right? He's banged up a little bit, but I was out here in Arizona my last year out here in 19, Kyler's rookie year, and the offensive line coach midway through the year started doing that. And it was, hey, we're going to rotate some guys. And the reason we're going to do that is to keep guys fresh. I, as a center, absolutely fucking hated it. Like, I hated it because now this left guard plays different than Justin Pugh. This right guard plays different than J.R. Sweezy, who I've been next to for 8 weeks, 9 weeks. And so your steps are different. Exactly like you said, chemistry is different. Everything's different. There's so much that goes into spending 4 or 5 weeks preseason going over these steps and doing them over and over again until it feels comfortable. You go through your individual drills and you're working your backside scoops, your front side singles, whatever your calls are going to be, and you're doing them with the same guy. And then now all of a sudden we're going to rotate. We don't know which guy's in from series to series. It makes it tough. Left tackle, center, it makes it tough. It makes it very tough. I don't love it. I do understand that, Luke's got some things going on. I hope that's the reason versus, just trying to get some guys some reps, which I don't believe in. But,
at what point do you just say, if he's having issues, we have to just go with someone else, as opposed to what you're saying? We're making him figure out it's all about that chemistry along that line. What's the point of even doing it this way at that?
I kind of wish that's the route they would go, right? I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like, Leverett's proved that he's been around now for 2 years. He's capable of playing. He played well when he went in against Indianapolis last year. I like the way he plays. He's smart. He's got the center brains, right? So, like, it's another center on the field. So, it's one of them things where, you would think that would at least cross their mind. Hey, Luke, let's just get you healthy. Let's rest you, sit you for a couple of weeks and ride with Nick until you're ready, or vice versa. Or if he goes in and plays his ass off, we keep it moving with that group, right? Like, I mean, but I'm not the one down there, coach.
Well, it doesn't sound like they're going to get a chance to rotate. It sounds like Luke is not playing and that Leverett's going to get the start. And based on what we've seen so far, I mean, you know better than us. We just see the low lights, the breakdowns, and I keep hearing he's looked good except for these 2 plays. Those 2 plays are huge breakdowns and cost us drives and points and things like that. What are you seeing from Luke? I mean, you know better than anybody what it's supposed to look like.
So I'll say this: I like his run game. I do. I also think this. I think the hardest thing coming from college to pros is pass protection. You can get away with a lot of shit in college that you can't in the pros. The biggest thing, you listen to Richie Incognito, a buddy of mine who's played forever in the NFL, the biggest thing you listen to him go back and say 13 years in, 14 years in, hey, if you could talk to yourself in college, what would you tell him? Throw your fucking hands. Throw your hands. Nobody throws their hands in college. They don't teach it. They don't coach it. They don't do it because everything's running laterally. Everything's RPO. Everything's out of a up stance. You're never in a down stance. You're running that glorified college offense where you really don't have to block very many people, and your quarterback can kind of get away with a lot of shit and let you look like you can get away with a lot of shit. So when you get to the NFL and now you got a month straight where you're lined up against Grady Jarrett, Cam Hayward, Derek Brown, fucking dudes, right? I mean, these are dudes. All of them are dudes. You better throw your hands. That's the only chance you give yourself to fight. That's the only chance you give yourself. And so I think the biggest issue when you watch him, even if he's doing it in practice, even if he's, been coached to do it for the last month, it's not second nature to him at this point. It's not second nature to throw his hands. He doesn't trust throwing his hands. So he gets out there, maybe he's a little hesitant. He's afraid to miss. He's afraid to do this. And then what happens? People are running down his chest. And that's what you've seen. That's what you've seen for a month.
Yeah, but why baptize a guy with fire when you've got 12 back there? A lot is riding on this season. And I get that the injury to Jensen changed everything.
Sure.
I think what Hainsey can play guard too. Maybe he may have been the starting left guard. So
probably would have.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, probably would have been. But Tom clearly isn't comfortable, and I think it starts there.
Yeah, and that's, again, right? Like, you look around the league, you see some creativity. You see some of the things I'm throwing up there on my segment. You see some of the things that some of these guys are doing. Like, McVay doesn't have a great offensive line right now. He doesn't have a great offensive line, but he's doing some shit to protect them, right?
Yeah.
And so there's some things that I wish they would have, rather than just sit there and say, hey, let's line up and do that. Like, right. Like they could have done some things to kind of help him out. You could slide to him. You could send a back through to kind of give him an extra chip outside in. You could run some more play action, run some more nakeds, run some jet sweeps, run some different things where now this dude's not sitting there and he's one-on-one with 4 of the best pass rushers over the course of a month. Right. So there's some things that I think they probably could have protected, but then again, they probably liked what they saw in practice and we're like, okay, like we trust this guy. If we're going to throw him in there. We trust him, but some different things are showing up on game day.
AQ, Brian Shaw in the chat says Hainsey has not been great because somebody said he's been great. I disagree, Brian, and I'd love to hear AQ's thoughts. I think Hainsey's been fine. I think he's been good to above average. I think going back to what we've been talking about, what I mentioned earlier, it's chemistry, right? And it's the center. Correct me if I'm wrong, AQ. You obviously you played this. You forgot more about this shit than I know, but you're looking right, you're looking left. You're kind of when you have to worry about somebody else's assignment. That's what I mean. You get a little lost sometimes because you're like, fuck, I got to slide and help this guy, but then I got to worry about my guy. It's a lot to handle when you got to do 2 people's job. Yeah,
so that's part of what I talked to Hainsey. I trained him all off season. I was with him, coaching him all last year. And I'm in contact with him a couple times a week. I talk to him every Monday. I watch the film every Monday and kind of give my little feedback to him. And yeah, but I would say over the first 7 weeks to him, I think he's playing fine. Like you said, like I think he's had some really good games. I thought the first 3-4 weeks of the season, I thought he was really good. I thought he did some really good shit. And I do think in the last 2 weeks, I've had some conversations with them about take care of home first. I think that's the biggest thing, right? I know when you see some things and you see a guy that's maybe struggling against things, like I've been there. I've been in that position where like a guard is, this guy hasn't played a lot of football. He gets baptized by fire. Now he's going against a dog. And you're like, shit, I got to lean to his side a little bit. And then you lean to his side. They run a quick twist on that side. Now your gap's compromised, right? And so there's some things there that there's always some things there that, you're always trying to help your buddy because that's what it is. That's what football is. It's you guys are all working together, one another, trying to help each other out. But yeah, like I said, for the most part, I think his pass protection's been impeccable. I think he's been really good in pass pro. I think nobody's really been great in the run game the last couple of weeks. But again, I also think they have faced some good fronts. Like everybody sits there and looks at Carolina. Oh, they're fucking 2-5 or whatever. Go try and block Derek Brown. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Like the dude's good. Go try and block Grady Jarrett. Let me know how that goes. Like there's a reason like these guys are, they get paid too. And I'm not sitting there saying, there's a reason that McVay, Reed, Shanahan, all these dudes are doing all these little different things is because it's real hard to just line up and block people anymore. Like if you do some of this eye candy, you get a guy's eyes going this way, that creates the hole. You get a guy's hesitating here, that now he just went here and you toss the ball to the right. That just created the hole, right? So there's a lot of different things that, are going on. But just getting back to the group, I wouldn't sit there and over the last 2 weeks and sit there and be like, oh, the reason they lost is the offensive line. Like I wouldn't sit there and say that. I think there's been some plays. I think there's been some plays, don't get me wrong. And I think the center position, like I said, has been pretty good. Is he Ryan Jensen? No, I think he could get there. But he's doing a fantastic job communicating. I think he's doing a great job in pass pro. And I think all those guys got to pick it up a little bit in the run game, period. And across the board, running backs included, right?
Yeah, but AQ, we gave 3 points. What the fuck is going on against the Panthers? What the fuck is going on with this offense? If it's not the O-line, if it's not Tom seeing ghosts and getting rid of the ball too quickly and not getting through.
Right. No, I agree. I do think, again, you can go back to last year. You can go back. I don't know if you guys, how much you paid attention to it. We play Washington in Washington early.
Yeah.
First play of the game, second play of the game, Ali Marpet jumps Jonathan Allen. Allen, boom, right? He's not the same player from that point. And I don't think any quarterback is, right? So the whole thing is you got to keep those guys comfortable back there. So to your point, seeing ghosts, getting uncomfortable, yeah, I'm sure that plays into it a little bit. But again, I think that game's completely different. Mike Evans catches that ball, the first play, whatever, second play of the game, whatever, 75 yards, touchdown. Now you're up 7-0. Now what happens? There's 4,000 people in that fucking stadium in Charlotte, and they're already questioning themselves. They might quit right there, and it might be a route the other way, right? So that's just the way football works. And I think to sit here and question Tom, or, I always throw Bill Belichick in the same sense. Like, those are probably best player, best coach, right? Of the last maybe ever, right? And so you sit there and it's like every time we question them, then they reel 4 or 5 off in a row. Like fucking Patriots are going to stink this year. And then they come out with Bailey Zappi and they reel off 2 or 3 in a row, right? Like, so, I still think there's some time. You sit there and I think you looked all along and you thought Tampa and Green Bay'd be right there, and they're dealing with the same shit.
Yeah.
It ain't going pretty right now, but if there's one or two quarterbacks that you want in that position to kind of figure it out, I think it's those two, right?
AQ, you talked a little bit with Stank's question about, this offense. This defense right now is, if you take out the Kansas City Chiefs game, they're giving up less than 14 points a game, right? They've had their struggles. They have little, moments where you're like, what the fuck are they doing? But even with that Chiefs game in there, they're giving up 17-point-something points per game. With this offensive roster, the guys that you're seeing out there, Tom Brady, with, the left side of the offensive line kind of, different, new, a couple of new pieces, obviously. Like, you should be able to score 21 points a game. Now, you played in this offense. You could accidentally score 21. So the defense, even with their hiccups, is doing, I think, enough to win a game in 2022 in this current NFL, the way it works, especially with everything skewed towards the offense. So I have to ask you, being in that huddle, being in that offense, is this the same offense aside from the people themselves, the actual X's and the Johns and Joes? Are the X's and O's the same? Are we seeing the same thing? It's just execution? Is it bad play calling? Is it all of those things? Or because you're saying more creativity, like you're saying McVay, he has a shitty offensive line, he's scheming around it. Is this just guys got to do a better job at doing their jobs, or is this not self-scouting enough? Is this bad play calling? Is it?
Do we miss BA, AQ? Do we miss fucking BA?
Yeah, is it BA?
I love BA. I mean, I think the world of BA is the best. I mean, there's something to saying that, right? Like, there's some, BA is a phenomenal, like, even when it's not going great, he's phenomenal at keeping the crew together, and he's phenomenal at keeping the coaching staff together and keeping them accountable as well, behind the scenes shit you guys don't see, right? There's so many little things that he's a master at, like an absolute master at running that organization. Having said that, I think Bull's probably doing the same thing, right? Like, he comes from that same world. I'm assuming he's doing a lot of the same things. The offense is the same. I will say this, football is such a tricky fucking game because it's the only sport. You go out, Kobe scores 63, nobody else does shit. The Lakers are going to win the game, probably, right? You go out, in our game, 10 guys play lights out, left guard gets beat, one play, right tackle, lets the DN go unblocked inside on a run play, blows up the play, -4, right? Now you're sitting there and you're at 2nd and 14. You want to be a play caller at 2nd and 14? Now you don't get that. Now you're at 3rd and 14. What plays are in the playbook for 3rd and 14? Right, shit, right? And so when I say execution, you guys don't want to hear that. It's just, that's what it is. And so these guys just got to just keep hammering their rooms. Every single group individually has got to handle their room and say, hey, boys, we can't let these mistakes continue. We can't let one mental error here, one mental error there, because one mental error puts you behind the sticks. Always. The good teams in this league always stay ahead of the sticks. They're at 2nd and 4. They're at 3rd and 2. Your whole playbook's available then, boys. Your whole playbook's available.
Well, we don't want 3rd and 2 here if you haven't watched recently.
Yeah, no.
Or 3rd and 1.
So,
we're like
definitely not 3rd and 1.
Like 3 out of 9.
That's the kryptonite. Why can't we convert 3rd and 1, AQ? You were a big guy on that line. What the fuck, man?
Hold on, we have an argument here. Before you answer your question.
Me and Stank are on the same page.
Go ahead. I'll tell you, you're way better at painting the picture. Go.
Yeah. Listen, Sammer is sick of seeing us run the ball on 3rd and 1. And there's a big segment of the fan base that's tired of seeing us run the ball on 3rd and 1. And I probably would appreciate, so same thing with Stank, so people don't misunderstand us, a little bit of play action or passing out of a 3rd and 1, right? But our argument, minus Stanks, is
or a different
formation. You can't pick up a fucking yard, bro, you got a problem. Like, if you can't go pick up one fucking yard, AQ, you have bigger problems than the play call or the creativity. You have to be able to line up sometimes. And BA said all the time, you got to run the ball when you need to and when you want to. You have to be able to pick up one fucking yard.
Well, I don't disagree with that, Latte. My point is that if you keep running it out of the same formation every single time,
it's not the same formation.
And
it's a run play. It's a run play. It's not the same formation.
AQ, I don't know if you watched that game, but Jonathan Vilma was in the booth calling that game, and he was calling out the plays before the ball was snapped. So a guy who's studying it
Tony
one day
Romo
out of the
did
week.
Same shit, bro. He played in the NFL. No shit.
Okay. So what is the defensive roster and guys who are fucking studying that shit all week? Like, it's too easily predictable. That's my problem. Run on 3rd and 1 at shotgun, great.
They're playing the percentages. Like when those guys are calling that, they're playing the percentage. You got a nasty split with a receiver in tight. When 9 times out of 10 you run 3-by-1 and the receivers are out wide. 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a crack toss. 9 times out of 10. So that's what you get. Gage misses the block up underneath. I think Mike missed a block. And boom, you don't get it, right? Or vice versa. You motion that guy from outside in that system, you see it's going to be that little handoff for Leonard's up the middle, right? And so, they're playing the percentages. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, as an offensive line, you want that shit. You want it on your back. You watch the clip.
Well, we know that Red did. We know that we had that motherfucker in there, bro. And you've been in the locker room.
You saw the clip of Jason Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
Like you see that clip the other day where like they ran a quarterback sneak. He's like, hey, you know what's coming. Like, you know what's coming. Like, he's letting them know. Like, you want that. Like, that's what I mean, even those guys want it. Now, it's embarrassing as shit when you don't get it and your fucking head's down, you're walking off the field when you just 3rd and 1 from the 45 and you're like, shit, man, we just blew that, But yeah, it's just got to get I have nothing else for you except the fact that it's just
every week. Every week, though. Every week.
So is it a mentality as well as execution?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Now, again, right? Like that's you got Derek Brown in there. You got, Ioannidis, I know didn't play last week, but they got some stout dudes. So that's where you sit here and you say, hey, it's 3rd and 1. Do we really want to fucking bang our heads against a wall and hammer it inside? So then they go the crack toss, and that play was there. Like those receivers just put hands on people. They get the first down easily, right? But, they end up missing the blocks there. Again, like I said, it's just one player every play. And one player every play that doesn't work, that's it. That's all it takes.
AQ, Tom Brady didn't get a quarterback sneak 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, he always gets the quarterback sneak.
I didn't even think that was possible.
Always.
I didn't think it was possible.
Which is kind of crazy, too, because you got to understand, too, like those aren't – I will say this, like, 90% of the time, like quarterback sneaks aren't called. Like it's not like the offensive coordinator is calling that in the huddle saying, hey, run quarterback sneak. That's 9 times out of 10. That's a quarterback seeing that and saying something at the line to get to that. You know what I'm saying? So like if he sees something 9 times out of 10, he's going to take it, right? He's done that his entire career. So maybe he didn't like it. Maybe he didn't like the gap. I don't know what it is. Right. But yeah, I don't have an answer for you on that one, boys. I don't, but
that's why you're here, AQ. We brought you here to give us solid answers.
I wish I had
we need solutions so we can clip this and send it to fucking Byron so we can fix that shit.
No.
Like AQ solved all of it.
You said earlier, and it's easy to criticize when we're down, right? I'm of the mindset, same thing with Stank. I mean, this has been a top 5 offense since BA's been here with his staff and Leftwich and everybody, right? And people can bitch about the play calling. It's been a top 5 offense, right? Nobody was bitching when we won a Super Bowl. Nobody was bitching when we won 12, 13 games, whatever the fuck it was last year. It's off right now. Something's off. But you mentioned earlier, and Sammer loves to talk about this all the time, about the creativity and making it easier. Is this offense just harder because it's dudes having to line up and just beat dudes because there is no schematic advantage? It's just go out and do your thing. Like you said, mano a mano. Could we make it easier? They can't change the offense at this point. It is what it is, but do they make it harder on the guys, in other words, because of that?
I think it's a hard offense, right? Like I think there is a lot to know. I think people have talked about that, right? You hear BA, you've heard him talk about it for years and years and years, the hots and sights, right? Like you got to be smart to play in this system because there's a lot of moving parts to it, especially as receivers, right? Like you got to see, Tom doesn't do it as much, but like if you watch like some old Andrew Luck, some old Carson Palmer, some old Ben Roethlisberger, you always see those guys kind of pointing people out. And the reason pointing people out is letting the guys know, like, hey, if those two come, or hey, if that one comes, hey, we got to break hot, or we got to do something, we got to convert a route, whatever it is. And so from those things, I do think it's a little bit harder, especially receivers. And you're not going to change the offense. The offense is very good. Let's also not forget, right? people are calling for Greg Roman's fucking head too in Baltimore, and they got a top 5 offense. They're calling for his head. Yeah. So, like,
we can't run. We definitely,
you're damned if you don't.
We definitely can't run his offense here. I know that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Kyle Trask is pretty mobile.
What? Shut the fuck up, bro. Mute him. Yeah, mute his ass, bro.
I'm so sorry he said that to you, AQ.
What?
That's fucking embarrassing.
What? AQ's got to be a Trask fan.
AQ, come on. To give you a little history, AQ, he originally got on this pod as a Make-A-Wish Foundation request type of thing, and he just kind of stuck around.
Just kind of stayed around, bro. You ever seen the movie Radio with Cuba Gooding Jr.? That's him. He just kind of stuck around, bro.
So every now and then, some stupid shit comes out of his mouth. We try to catch it, but we should have apologized to you ahead of time. But, dude, look at that photo behind him. That thing is on. Did you see that? Look at that.
Oh, my God, that's badass.
Who the fuck is taking that on as it's moving? Look at that thing, dude. Fuck that.
Hey, speaking of a center. Go ahead.
Speaking of a center pulling and going to destroy somebody, there's been rumors out there, not anything that you can confirm, not anything that we can confirm, but there's been rumors, and it was posted, it was tweeted out last week, that Jensen might be back by November. Now, there was a situation here where you came in here when Ali got a concussion.
I know. I mean, that whole thing crushed me when I read that about Jensen. I saw that rumor. I saw that. I have no idea. I can't fathom him coming back.
Neither could
this early. I don't think anyone can. There hasn't been any news though, which has been wild, right? Like
or a designation, no IR, nothing, which has been weird. But the question that I had for you was, if he does come back, because you played here and played great at center when Ali got a concussion, I think it was, and Jensen slid over to guard. Now Hainsey can play guard, but he's kind of tall. If it was you, are you leaving Hainsey put and you're just plugging Jensen in at left guard because obviously the attitude, the leadership, all that stuff? Or does Tom want Jensen back at center? You're going to kick Hainsey to guard. Can he play guard at being as tall as he is?
Stop
trained
calling
him at guard all offseason. Yeah, I mean, I trained him at guard. I mean, he's literally, I trained him at guard all offseason thinking that was where he was going to compete. When Jensen re-signed for $3 and $40, it's like, fuck, we're wasting our time training at center, bud. You know, we'll do enough to get you ready to be a backup center, right? But like, I mean, I'm not even kidding you. 97% of what we did this entire offseason with him was at left guard. So I feel very comfortable with him being there. It's for him to make the transition from tackle to center is insane, like to think about, right? And so from him going from center to guard, I mean, that just puts him closer to his natural position at tackle. Yeah, I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5". I mean, heck, I think there's some guys that have played guard at 6. Alex Boone was 6'8" playing guard. So, Jesus. You know, I think Hainsey would be great. I mean, I think, you know, at the end of the day, I think when you're a coach, I think your whole mindset is, and you're seeing a little bit of it with Green Bay right now. They've shuffled the deck a little bit, right? Because at the end of the day, how can we get our best 5 on the field?
Best 5, yeah.
And that's, you know, I think that would be your bet. If Jensen comes back, I think you put him right back where he deserves to be, and you know, you give Hainsey that opportunity at guard.
Hey, AQ, what's it like going up against Vita Vea?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll say this, man. Like I played against him. I think his rookie year 19.
May have been 18. He just didn't play that much in 18 because I think he had like a season-ending injury after 3 or 4 games, I believe.
Early, okay. So I played against him in 19. So whether it was his rookie year or his second year, like he was still
redshirt freshman year, basically
raw and figuring it out. Just super athletic, super big, super freakishly strong and talented, right? And so I tell people this, right? I always felt like I was pretty damn. 18, he was rookie. Yeah. So I played against him in 19, and we played y'all with Kyler Murray down in Tampa. Jameis brought y'all back, and got scored late to beat us, right? But I think we had the lead most of the game, and we ran a play action pass in the second quarter. And I prided myself on playing with good leverage, good technique, and being pretty damn strong. And I knew, like, hey, this is a big dude, right? Like when I played against him, Fletcher Cox, like Linval Joseph, some of these big, strong dudes, right? Like I try and get on them quick. Like, hey, like let's not let these guys get ahead of steam on me, right? So we run this play action. Boom, I lock them up. And everybody else around me's kind of like giving ground and doing their whole thing. But I get on him, I sell run. He sits there. He recognizes pass, kind of pushes me this way. I go there, and then I did a fucking full tilt helicopter. And I'm like, granted, ball was out. We actually scored on the play. I remember watching that shit on film the next day. My offensive line coach just kept rewinding it. He's like, are you fucking serious? Like, are you serious? Like, you're literally in midair. Like, I was – so that was like my moment where I was like, okay, cool. Like, I played pretty well against this dude, but this dude is going to be special. He's going to be special. And I come down there, you know, whatever, next year and get to go against him in training camp. Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, he's as good a nose guard as they come. He's a throwback to the Casey Hamptons, the Haloti Nadas, those types, but more athletic and has some ability to rush the passer. I mean, he's got it all.
Yeah, his rookie year, I saw him track down somebody on the screen, and I'm like, wait,
what are we doing?
Not supposed to be able to run down and running back. What the fuck was that?
Bro, he dropped back. He dropped back into coverage this year, and
caused a fumble against Aaron Jones.
Fumble like a linebacker.
Stupid. Yeah. But there's been a lot. I'm glad it was it you, Sam, or somebody that brought him up. There's been a lot of criticism of Vita, and he's a leader on this team. He's the guy now with Sue being gone. And people forget that football players are human, right? He's missing his run mate. We love Nunez Roches and all that stuff, but he's missing Akeem Hicks, and there's no Sue. Players get tired because people have been accusing him of loafing. You've been watching the games, you see them. Do you see any of that, or is it just fucking human being, bro? And he's being tripled and double teamed every
I do think, yeah. I mean, no, I think I think at the end of the day, exactly that, right? Like, so many people expect these people to make plays on every play. And like, as a defensive lineman, like, he may show up in the stat sheet 0-0, right? Like 0 tackles, 0 sacks. But I could watch the film and be like, man, he played his ass off. You know what I mean? Like, held his gap every time, forced it back to the 3, whatever it may be. Is he doing that every game this year? I don't know. But, you know, I think he's doing his job. You know, I watched that Carolina game. I saw, well, Carolina ran the ball pretty well, but I don't think very much of it was up the middle. It was C-gapped outside. They hit the one double and it bounces. So what that's telling me is they're clogging everything here and stuff's getting bounced. You know, I think it's so hard to judge that position because you want to sit there and judge it off stats, especially in today's day and age. We're going to sit there with analytics and look at stats and did he do this and this, that, and the other. And like, you don't know what the fuck his job is. His job might just be, hey man, just beat the shit out of the center the whole game and just clog up both A gaps. And if the other guys ain't making their plays, then everybody looks bad. It's the same thing, right? Same thing as offense, right? Like, somebody plays bad. Like, if you're like, I always want dogs at guard, right? Because I think if my guy's playing awesome at guards, it makes me look like I'm playing better, right? Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, if you're playing good, we're all playing good, right? So, you know, there's some things going on right now. And again, we can also throw this out there, right? A lot of 3-and-outs. Offense ain't sustaining drives, right? They're on the field a lot. So I think it works hand in hand. So we can get a couple more first downs, control the clock a little more, get some points, keep them off the field, keep them fresh. Now we get a team again, right?
Yeah, not just that, AQ. Honestly, we're not playing with a lead. They're playing from behind as well.
So quite a bit. Tee off.
Yeah.
Which shrinks your playbook in half as well.
Yeah.
Which also makes it 1,000 times harder on your offensive line. It's like, oh, why did we only run the ball 6 times versus Kansas City? Well, when you're down 21 in the fucking second quarter,
yeah.
I mean,
what are we going to do?
Played better not run the ball anyway, so kind of worked out. Honestly, I was gonna say.
But this year more than ever, AQ.
Hey, they ran the shit out of the ball against Dallas.
They did.
Yeah, they did. You mentioned it just now, but this year more than ever. I always heard this from all our fucking coaches, but you know, we've been in a lot of pain here in Tampa until BA got here, and it just fell on deaf ears, and it sounded cliche, in one ear out the other, all the bullshit. But I think you explaining it there, and I've noticed it more this year than anything. We're just not playing complimentary football, and I feel disgusting saying that because I heard Dirk Cutter say it so fucking much.
It's cliche shit. Trust me. I mean, I hate saying coach speak too. I'm with you.
Yeah, we're not playing complimentary. We're not helping our defense. It was just not. The fucking special teams let us down in Pittsburgh. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Me and Sammer did.
God.
Special teams, 2 fucking plays because the defense was holding up and not giving up shit, and then you give up a fucking 80-yard return, puts them right at the
We lost the game.
Elementary football.
We lost the game.
We real quick. We got a VIP in the chat. I gotta stop things right here. AQ, you've been around a lot of smart people in the NFL. You know, play on the field, off the field. Carmen Vitale's in the chat. Is she probably like the best football mind you've ever been around?
Amazing.
She's up there. She's up there for sure.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
She's crushing it. She's crushing it right now. She's on Up and Adams with Kay Adams. I mean,
Yeah.
she's doing her thing right now. She's
Absolutely.
crushing it.
She's in the chat. She says hello.
Hello.
You know, I think that's another reason the defense isn't doing as well this year is because she's not in the building anymore. Because, you know, she told us that she would get on the whiteboard with Bowles.
With Bowles.
Yeah, and game plan, and that's missing from the locker room. You know, forget BA not being there.
Hey,
Carmen's not there anymore either.
Hey, Carmen had the real fucking red pen. It's like, fuck no, Todd.
She
We're not
did.
doing that.
She did.
No,
that
sir.
shit the fuck out.
We are not running these blitzes, Todd. We should be running these blitzes. We need more exotic.
Let's stay back. A little bend but don't break. That's what we're doing.
You touched on the Carolina Panthers running the ball against us the other day, and you're right. Didn't really go up the middle. It was more stuff around the sides, the edges. Now, as an offensive lineman, I don't know how often, maybe in college, you played in a system kind of similar to what they do with Baltimore. I'm going to kind of shift our focus a little bit to this game coming up. The defensive ends on its team have to play sound football this coming Thursday, tomorrow night, against this team that's running RPOs and does their best to get the ball in Lamar's hands, obviously. What does this defense have to do against this offensive line, from your perspective, obviously, to be able to stop this offense, slow it down, to keep giving Tom and his guys a chance to get back on the field and hopefully get their thing rolling? Because if they get rolling on the other side, it's basically done deal here. We're not going to.
Yeah, 'cause I mean that's one of the groups, right? That's the one of the groups we talk about. Them, San Fran, right? Cleveland. Like, you give those boys a lead and they can just sit there on that run game.
They'll crush you.
Watch out. It's a wrap, right? So, yeah, the biggest thing, right? Like the biggest thing, I've been breaking this down a lot on my segment, right? And you see it a lot. These DNs are put in a very uncomfortable situation. So you have to have clear and concise rules, which I'm sure Bowles will. I mean, he'll have a great game plan for this. So whether it's you got quarterback at all times, whether we're slow playing it, you know, there's so many different things. But the minute there's any uncertainty, we get one step here and we just kind of hesitate, quarterback's around the edge. We get up the field, there's like a little hesitation, we hand it off and we're underneath, right? There's so many of that stuff with these elements. And so the biggest thing is get some penetration up front, which we know that they can, right? Like that group can get penetration. Will Golston lived in the backfield his entire career. You know, Vita's obviously able to do that, right? So let those boys get up the field, create that penetration knockoff, because they do a ton of pull. They pull the guard all the time. They pull guard tackle. They pull guard tackle and bring Ricard as a third puller through the hole. They do a ton of stuff like that, right? And so you're basically getting with Ricard, you're getting three linemen through the hole, and then Lamar's either following or he's handing it off, and then if he's not handing it off, he's keeping it with another blocker in front. So the biggest thing is just understand your assignment, play gap sound, play assignment sound, and don't let all this get in the way. Because the minute this gets in your way and you're there, and now they're out the gate there, or you're there and now they're out the gate there, that's all they want to do. It's all the eye candy, the misdirection, all the shit that everybody's doing right now. But
man, I wish Antoine Winfield was playing.
You broke down some of that I think one or two plays that the Bears ran against the Patriots with Justin Fields.
You saw that Judon took one step inside.
What's he supposed to do at that point? And I feel like we have a young guy in JTS who he's still learning. And last week every week it seems he has a hiccup, or again it's just learning. You know, nothing you can do to prevent that really.
But to make you guys feel better about that, to make you guys for sure feel better about that, the Bears have not shown that all year long. Like they have not shown, hey, we're going to run the ball with Fields. So as Bill Belichick prepared for that, which, you know, he's a master at that, I don't think that even went into his thing. So I don't think they had clear rules like, hey, Judon, you have the quarterback at all times. Or, hey, Judon, you crash and take away the handoff point, right? Like those are specific rules when you're playing a Kyler Murray, when you're playing a Lamar Jackson, when you're playing a Jalen Hurts. It's like, go get the handoff pointer. You got quarterback no matter what, right? And so I think Bowles will do a fantastic job, Larry Foote, all them guys, right, of making sure there's no indecision. It's like they're going to go into that game and whatever their plan is, it's go, you know?
I don't feel better.
Come on, man.
I tried.
I don't feel. You tried AQ, but I don't feel better.
We're
because
banging the fuck up in our
said,
secondary.
Everything that he just said amounts to one thing, one fucking word that I'm sick of hearing, and that is
Execution.
execution. And we're not fucking doing it.
Yeah, but we're capable of it. We're capable of it. We need Devin White to have. We need Devin White the first 3 weeks of the season. That's who we need.
I need Devin White week 1.
Right.
I need that Devin White.
We need discipline, dude, on that against this team. You can't.
When we used to play San Fran when I was in Arizona in Kyler's rookie year, they had an unbelievable game plan. They would crash Bosa hard, like, hey, go get the handoff, basically. Go steal the handoff. And then they would scrape Warner over the top, right? So it was basically like Bosa was hard. You got the handoff. If he hands it off, boom, it's over, right? If Kyler keeps it out the back end, Warner's sitting there and you got an athletic. I mean, Devin White's Warner, right? Like, he's that guy. So hopefully
David too.
Levante's that guy, right? So hopefully.
But this was when you were in Arizona and Todd Bowles was there?
No. It was when I was on offense, and obviously Salah was the D coordinator
playing against San Francisco.
Playing against San Fran. But Bosa, they had a great game plan for shutting down that zone read stuff that Lamar will be doing.
Hey, one good thing. I mean, as an offensive lineman, AQ, Calais Campbell's out. Win for us.
That's a huge win. I did not know that. That's a huge win.
Calais Campbell's out.
Huge win.
Whew.
Also, a giant human.
Also,
no, he's massive.
He's a giant.
Starting corner and probably the best DB on this team, if not maybe the best defensive player on the entire fucking roster. And Antoine, like Stank said, is out.
Yep.
A guy who can run, support, can tackle, can fucking cover anybody on the back end, can play in the slot.
He'd be covering Andrews, which obviously everybody knows they like Andrews.
Do you spy against a guy like Lamar in this sense, or is it a combination of that and what you're talking about, where you just got to get to that mesh point and hopefully create a wrong decision and just kind of beat them?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever game plan they think is the best game plan, right? If they're not spying, we got to be super disciplined with our rush lanes, right? We can't bait and take the inside. Now there's a huge gap and he's out the gate for 20, right? Like, you have to be super disciplined if you're not spying. If you are spying, now we can just let the boys eat up front. But then what's that do? Now it puts the boys behind you in a coverage bind, right? So now you're probably man-to-man in the back end, and because you got this guy spying, right? So there's plus and minuses to both, right? And it's just whatever game plan they decide. You know, I mean, obviously Lamar is a special player, MVP type player. He's about to sign a big deal, a very big deal.
Right here too.
Deal.
From all rumors are pointing
that
he's coming here to Tampa.
Not coming here.
That's what I heard.
It's gonna be amazing.
Leftwich and Lamar.
Hey, Sammer and I have sources. You don't, bro. So be
What?
quiet. Get a wish, kid. Okay?
I have my
hey,
sources.
Not coming here.
I have to say, AQ talking football, dude, you get why he was a coach. I was like, what
Yes.
the fuck, dude?
Yes, you get why he's a center.
We have talked
Amazing.
more football. He has talked more football today than we have the entire season so far.
Yeah, no, it's
So,
true. It's true.
Like, and the shit he's just like, he's throwing shit out like we even know what the fuck he's talking about. Oh yeah, they're scraping it. Okay, man,
Just
sure.
scraping. I'm just nodding my head.
I'm nodding my head like, yeah, we saw that.
You're definitely AQ. You're definitely top three smartest.
Very, very understandable, don't I? Though, like, even when I'm teaching,
Oh yeah.
I make it very understandable.
Oh,
I would say, as far as guests go, you and Anthony Beck are probably the smartest two we've had on the show before.
Whoa, what about Carmen, dude? Carmen breaking
Vitale,
down.
you
defensive
dumbass.
I'm talking about
fucking
former players,
tape.
bro. Former
You just left the
players.
chat room.
Former players.
Look at that,
She
man.
bailed the chat room.
Can't believe it. Listen, we talked enough football. We have. You guys have any more football questions before we go on to the?
No, but
actual,
I do want to address the chat because I'm sick of
meaty
fucking
shit.
hearing it because fans are fucking stupid. AQ knows that.
Oh wow.
Fans are stupid. We're stupid. I mean, I fucking
We're
make stupid
we are
comments all the time.
morons.
But
That's
I
why
want to
AQ's
address
here.
this. I want to address this because Jason Light's been called out. He's been called a bad GM all of a sudden now. He's
What?
fucking horrible. People want him fired. Fans are so fucking fickle and stupid. I saw in the chat earlier that fucking the Gage and Hicks signing were bad signings. Listen, Jake came on here and told you guys, Sue isn't coming back. Okay? They made an offer. The guy's done. Number one. Number two, when Gage signed, everyone was here, chubbed up, excited. Like, oh my God, that's our third receiver? Are you fucking kidding me? The guy hurt himself, okay? He pulled the fucking hamstring. Doesn't make it a bad signing. Jason Light can't fucking predict that a guy's gonna fucking pull a hamstring in goddamn training camp, okay? The Hicks signing was good if he can stay healthy because who else are we gonna fucking sign? Sue was done, okay? And JPP was hurt really bad. He didn't sign with anyone
Yeah, they
until
can
like
have him.
September. So Jesus Christ, you drafted his replacement in JTS, you got to trust the process and trust your evaluators, your talent people. You drafted the guy. He's the next one up. You fucking plug him in and he plays, okay? You're going to take some lumps. He's young. AQ knows that. Been there, been around players. You got to roll with the young guy. JPP was hurt, okay? So let's stop fucking calling Jason Light a bad GM because that's stupid.
Hey,
You know what? The fact that you
cannot wait to see Tristan Wirfs put JPP on his ass, and I love JPP.
Oh, he's going to, and I
But
love
do it
JPP.
once, and then JPP will kind of like, oh, I think I'd probably be quiet a little bit.
He's not getting through through
I will. I mean, you guys know it as well as I know it. I mean, he's gonna be JPP's gonna be juiced up for this game.
Oh,
Whether or not he plays well, no idea. But here's what I do know: this will be the best game he plays all year.
Well, that's Buck luck right there. Anybody who comes
I did not
back,
want to hear that, AQ.
Well, you
Terrible
just know
insight.
because he's gonna, any competitor is gonna sit there and be like, they didn't want me back. So how do we create chips, right? How do we create chips on our shoulder? I mean, that's what he's gonna do. So you're gonna get his best shot. His best shot at this point in his career, is it great? We'll find out. Against Tristan, I don't think anybody's great. So you got to feel good about that one.
What are you gonna say, Stank?
I fuck with it. I like it. I like
Stank?
the matchup.
I have no idea.
All right, so
we're good, bro. We're gonna be fine. They're gonna turn.
I'm on no fucking sleep right now.
They're gonna turn it around. They're
go
gonna
back.
figure this shit out.
Yeah, to go back on, Jason, Spy, Rob, all those boys up in the front office. Greenberg, right? I mean, those guys, brilliant, man. I mean, they've constructed a roster for 5 years that most teams would wish they had. So
They're one of the best in the business. And Latte, I'm pissed that you even acknowledge dumbasses like that. Just don't do it. It's so far from the fucking truth.
it's the most talented
So
roster
beneath
this
So
team
beneath us.
has ever had in the history of its fucking terrible existence. It's crazy fans we are. We know it's
Somebody's going to write a book about the run Jason Light went on and all the free agents he was able to bring in.
Look at Sammer's eyes going like, oh fuck.
Hey, dude.
Look.
Hey, Jason and I have an understanding. When he retires and they put that statue up, he's coming on here. He's the fourth member of the Loose Cannons. And that's not me. That's him saying to me, dude.
He's texting me the same
He
shit.
wants that. This is what he wants. This is how he wants to end things on here. Sorry, AQ, you're gonna have to take the fifth box when you come back on.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Cool. All right, so
I
now
like
let me
AQ
know every
on here,
once in a
though.
while.
AQ, you got to come on here more often. AQ is good. I feel like this is educational.
Holy
You know what,
shit.
AQ? You're about to tell us this, right? It's all going to be okay. They're going to turn around. They're going to go on a run here, and when they do, you're coming back on.
Here's what I'm gonna say is
Shit, I don't feel good now.
no. I'm gonna say this team is gonna figure it out until there's absolutely no shot that they can figure it out. So as long as there's still a fighting chance, this team's gonna figure it out.
We're technically in first place in the NFC South right now.
That's what I mean, right? And, so,
Division, bro.
and I think like Rodgers has been saying that too. Like, you heard him, he goes on Pat's show every week and everybody wants to get him fired and everybody else fired. And he's like, us, the Rams, and Tampa are all sitting at 3-3. We're good. And then they lose again. We're still good. We lost one more game. Like, relax. Everybody relax. No, they lose this week to Buffalo. They're probably going to be panicking, right? But I think anybody at 3-5 is sitting there and they're going to be like, but at the end of the day, you still have to put things in perspective. It's still halfway through the season. Still halfway. You reel off 9 in a row and you're 12.
There's a possibility that we're 3-5 and still in first place in the NFC South.
Exactly.
Wait,
Win the
didn't it
division
happen
and
to-
you're
did it
in the
happen-
game. That's all that matters.
Didn't
at
it
that
happen the
point.
Super Bowl year? Like, I remember right before that the bye week, we were like, we're fucked. We lost 6 games.
7-5. Everybody's calling for like, man, what?
They just reeled off fucking every
And
win.
yeah, exactly.
But we were also scoring more than 3 points a game there, AQ, just so you know.
Yeah, we were.
Not against the Saints. We got our fucking
I
shit pushed
mean,
in.
yeah, but we were averaging 35.
We actually scored 3.
What is
we
it? Our
scored
number
3 that game.
Our number was 31 or 35. It's like
Yeah.
it
30
made
30
sense,
points.
right? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Enough football. All right, AQ, we're gonna ask you.
Oh,
all right,
fuck.
this is what matters. All right,
We got to
And
do this now, bro. He's been such a good guest.
I know. I love you, man. You've been awesome.
We already know he's going to answer the question right anyways.
All right,
I got
but
faith.
This is a big man. I know you like food, AQ. And
Let's do it.
And on your what's the other show you do? Bobbled Exchange. You're always
Yeah.
at a fucking table covered in food during that show.
I mean, that's
so-
what we do. That's our shtick. Go to restaurants, eat some food, drink some wine, drink some cocktails, talk some ball.
All right. So now that, as much as I love you, if you don't answer these correctly, we might not be able to have you back on here. Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is a big deal.
All right.
All right.
Contractually, actually, yeah.
The three of us here, everyone on this pod, agrees that chicken wings are the greatest football food ever created. There's no question about it. That is what it is. Now, when you are having wings, AQ, because you also agree with us, greatest football food ever, are you having them covered in fucking sauce? Or are you having them bone-ass bark dry?
You like a good dry rub.
All right, so
Here we go.
I like wings, period. I like dry rubs. I like sauce. I like sauce better than I like dry rub.
Beautiful.
That's not the important question, by the way.
Oh,
It's
man.
the wrong answer, though. It's the wrong answer.
No,
But
that
it's
is the right answer. No,
that's the right answer.
It's the right
He
answer.
can shut
AQ.
his face. He likes tree bark wings. They're fucking
Yeah,
horrible.
he serves us wings, dude.
I like my wings crispy. I don't
They're
like to
literally-
fucking.
I
I don't like the
I like a
skin.
good lemon pepper.
yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Solid. But he served us beef jerky wings, bro. He
I
put
didn't
them
know
in
how to use my
smoker
pellet.
for like
No, no, no.
I didn't know how to use my
no.
pellet smoker yet.
No,
I didn't know how to use my pellet smoker.
His
I oversmoked
wings-
my
Pellet smoker too. You can't screw up a pellet smoker.
No, but you can overcook wings. Evidently,
AQ, he started a fire he started a fire one time on his pellet smoker.
yeah. You're not supposed to cook.
You got to clean those things every once in a while.
No, bro, I was
First
cooking
use.
ribs in paper, and then somebody's like, "I want some burgers," so I threw some burgers next to my ribs that I had been cooking for like 6 hours, and then the fucking paper on the ribs caught on fire, and I cried. I honestly cried that day. It was really
Tough
sad.
day. It's a tough
Why
day.
y'all bringing up hurtful shit?
And his wings are so dry, they make beef jerky sound like it's the most moist thing you could ever eat, dude.
Not
They're
true.
that dry.
The best Christmas movie of all time, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Remember the turkey?
Yeah.
It's the best Christmas movie of all time.
I
Remember
agree.
Chevy Chase takes a bite of the turkey, he's like, and then he.
Yeah, all the bones split open. Yeah.
They're lying, AQ. Trust me. Do
That's what
blind
it's like,
taste
bro.
tests. You will choose my wings 10 out of 10 times.
No,
All right, but let's hit him with the real question.
Okay, here's
bro.
the real question. AQ.
fucking real question. Here.
Take a deep breath. AQ, take a deep breath.
Here we go.
Why am I always the guy that has to have the hard question?
I'll do it. You want me to do it? You want me to do it?
No,
live?
because
I'll do
you're the most dramatic.
I'll do it.
Latte.
Listen, dramatic. Fuck you.
You are, bro. No. You build the drama.
Stop talking. This man
When
kicked
you're
his
having
family
those
out of their
sauce
house to hang out with us, all right?
Look, you won't shut
When
up
you're
either.
having
bitch.
those sauced wings, AQ.
Yep.
Beautiful saucy wings. The sauce comes down your hands here. You know, you need the stupid wipey afterwards, and it's just it's just beautiful, right? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's orgasmic. You're having a cold beer too. There's sauce
Yeah.
all over the beer. Who cares?
I
Are you
picture the
dipping
scene.
them?
I'm with it. Yep.
Are you dipping them in blue cheese or ranch?
Yeah, I'm a blue cheese guy.
Yes! Yes!
I fucking knew it.
God, that's the greatest
yes,
thing
I
you've
love
said to
this
us
guy.
all day, AQ.
Ain't no
Love this guy.
Oh,
ain't no center eating ranch, bro.
No
Sorry.
centers eating ranch, bro.
no,
Ranch?
No.
No.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm a big blue cheese guy.
Vita Vea though puts mayonnaise on pizza.
Yeah, do you know about
I don't know
that?
what's up with that.
No, but here's what I will say. I did well, it had been 6-7 years ago. I did a Europe trip. I did London, did Paris, hit a couple different places. I go to Amsterdam. It's a big thing over there. French fries and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Good. Really good.
Unbelievable.
It is life changing. It's really good.
I mean, I might die sooner than I should because of that, but that changed my life. French fries and mayonnaise is unbelievable.
But is that
Really
because
good,
everyone's
dude.
smoking, or isn't everyone?
Yeah, everybody's hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great place to be, right?
I mean, I once
Everybody's
made
happy.
peanut butter and cinnamon, what I thought was pie at the time, in the toaster oven when I was
You did.
extremely high. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. So,
He was extremely high, bro. He calls me. He's like, bro, I made some cinnamon thing. I almost burned up my house. There's peanut butter.
dude, I thought I invented the greatest food ever, and there was peanut butter everywhere the next morning, like cinnamon everywhere.
No,
It was
the best part,
fucking
AQ,
mess.
he couldn't find the cinnamon powder, so he found the cinnamon sticks. This motherfucker's trying to grind cinnamon sticks.
2 a.m.
Whatever it
I
takes.
took
Whatever it
out a
takes.
food processor at 2 a.m. Kids are asleep, wife's asleep, and I was gonna go to. I was trying to make apple pie. Yeah, and dude, right in front of me is this like gigantic fucking thing of cinnamon from like Sam's Club. It was
Cinnamon.
already like it was right there, but I was so fucking high, and Transformers was
Certified.
playing, or no, Pacific Rim was playing on TV, and it felt like it was all around me. It was a whole thing, dude.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Excellent,
Oh,
excellent
man.
herb. Yes.
Excellent spot. Yeah, yeah.
That is
Excellent.
great.
Crystal meth's a motherfucker, bro.
Excellent. All right. Before we get your score prediction, I gotta ask you, man. You've spent quite a few of your years with BA. Give me a fucking it could be a crazy BA story, a hilarious BA. Just give me a BA.
Hold on,
behind-the-scenes type
Sammer,
story.
because I did want to ask this and I forgot, and you just inspired me. We need the BA story. We need
Absolutely.
it. Like I need oxygen, but I also need your favorite huddle moment as well. I was gonna ask that because you're a center. You know what I mean, huddle. Do your thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got good story for both then. All right. So my favorite BA story, everybody knows he likes his cocktails. He likes to drink, right? So
That's just water in that styrofoam cup, by the way.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So we've had some good times. We've had some good times drinking over the years, and we go to great steakhouse out here. If you guys come out here for the Super Bowl, you got to eat at it. It's called Steak 44, right? It's a phenomenal.
Jake told me about it. Jake already told me about it. Yeah.
Great spot out here. So I'm signing my contract with the Cardinals after I left Indianapolis in 2015. So I signed out here in 15, and I come out to Arizona. Corey Redding was also a teammate of mine in Indianapolis. We signed the same day. So we're actually basically on a visit together. And so we go out to dinner with BA and Steve Keim, and we go to Steak 44, and he's the head coach, right? Like, he's the dude, he's the guy, right, in Arizona. So like, we 4 bottles of wine deep, maybe a couple cocktails, and he stands up. He's like, man, brother, I'm so happy we're signing you. Puts his arm around me. He's like, I'll make sure I don't fucking fall down on the way out. Let's walk out of here.
Awesome.
We got to walk out. We're holding. We're making sure we both don't fall down. Getting our little Ubers and keep it moving. But he's the best. He's the best.
Awesome.
Agreed.
Whole family's awesome, man. Chris is awesome.
All of them.
Jake's
The
awesome.
entire
They're all
fucking
awesome.
family.
We've
Yeah,
gotten
he's the
close
best.
to them. We've gotten close to them. We've had a few cocktails with pops, as we call him. The dude's awesome, dude. And what the stuff they do, man, like off the field, behind the scenes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Jake
They know
and
how to
his
throw
wife,
events,
like,
man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they do
Amazing.
some cool shit.
Yeah.
And AQ, we would be in Arizona. If the NFL didn't schedule a fucking game on Christmas Day,
Yeah, they
we would all
fucked
be
us
there.
Yeah, we'd be hanging out in your gym
Yep.
Come on over.
because we'd be sleeping over at your house.
Yeah. I'm having a
put us through an
people-
offensive lineman workout.
And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's legal over there, so we'd be having some
Good
fun.
time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Good time.
Yes.
No, I know that would have been awesome if you guys were coming out here, because I know like I'm still tight with Blaine and a couple of those guys, so like they'll probably all come over. I'll
Oh,
have
dude.
He's
food
our
over at the house.
favorite quarterback on the roster, by the way. His
He's
thighs.
It's not,
All right,
not even close.
AQ.
Not even close.
Talk about his
Me-
thighs. His thighs.
His thighs are amazing.
Blaine's thighs, dude.
His
Yeah,
thighs
and
are. He's got
it
offensive
doesn't
lineman
hurt that
thighs.
he wears. It doesn't hurt that he thinks he's a fucking model and wears 4-inch shorts all the time.
He is a model.
He is a
He is a
model.
thigh
Listen.
model.
Listen, with Tom and Blaine walking into the room, nobody's looking at Tom, dude. Blaine's like fucking.
It's no accident that Tom
Yeah,
makes sure he
Blue Steel and
distances
shit.
himself and comes in after Blaine's already on the field
It's
or
true.
comes on before. It's
Yeah.
no accident, AQ. I mean, you probably don't
I'm
want
with
to.
you. I'm with you. I've been on vacation with him, me, my wife, and his wife went to Cabo 2 years ago and go on vacation. I'm fucking sitting at a pool as a 290-pound lineman with a fucking belly, and this dude's fucking Zeus over here. I'm like, all right, go sit over there, all right?
Get the fuck away from me.
Dude can
Hey.
spin it too, man.
Bar.
Dude can fucking spin it too.
He can throw it, man.
Oh my god, that's my favorite line. That's my favorite line. Watch Daddy fucking spin it.
Yeah, so I'm not even kidding you. This is a true story. So
Here we go.
we signed Blaine in Arizona. It was 16 or it was 17. It was 17. So he had just come from a couple years in San Fran where he played pretty well, and comes to Arizona. And I remember we were sitting there in the off season and he's throwing it, and starters are kind of back. So he's running with, I think it was 2s or 3s at the time, because we had Drew Stanton as well. And he's throwing it. I'm sitting there with Carson, and I'm sitting there watching it. And I'm like, God damn. Carson looks at me. He goes, bro, take everything else out of it, just in terms of throwing the football. He's the most talented thrower of the football I've ever seen. That was Carson Palmer, straight to me. And I was like,
Damn.
Jesus.
and he's right. I mean, like, you watch him. I mean, he goes back. I mean, that shit's effortless. It's gone. Like, ball's just.
It's 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
He's throwing Hail Marys 1,000 miles an hour too.
no doubt.
Still need that huddle story if you got one.
That's Huddle story. All right, yeah. So yeah,
Good.
we're playing in Arizona. Where I'm playing for Arizona. We're playing in Minnesota. Brand new Bank of America Stadium, that was called. And that skull chant, right? So we're playing in Minnesota. We're down 6 in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, man, like, let's go. Let's fucking go. Here we go. And then there's a TV timeout. We're sitting out there at the 20-yard line, down 6. 2 minutes left. Carson Palmer with the ball in his hands. I'm like, we got this. Like, we're winning this game, right? Fucking. Oh. I'm like, look now. That fucking skull chant, right? And the corner that we were at, it's like the steepest corner. I'm looking at this. I swear to God, it was a wall of Vikings coming at me. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Carson like turns around the whole thing. Right at that moment, I knew we were fucked. That we lost. That was it. But one of the coolest moments I've ever been a part of, right? There's 2 minutes left. This is exactly where you want to be. And that skull chant, if you guys have not seen it in person.
No.
Yeah, we haven't been there yet.
It is awesome.
Wow. So
that's one of the coolest things.
That fucked up your entire drive, is what you're saying?
That was it.
It was over.
Yeah, that was it. I think we had a false start on the first play. Second play was like dropped, like quick screen. Third play, game was over. Like as soon as that skull chant started, it was over.
Yeah, we're going next year. I think we play there next year. That is definitely on our list.
AQ, you played. I don't know how many years. Did you play with Pat for more than a year or two in Indianapolis or no?
I was with Pat for 2 years. Yeah.
2 years. All right, I'm going to ask you. You don't have to answer this, but is there a story that he would absolutely not want you to tell from the locker room side of things? Because we've heard, and he's told tons of stories of his own of how crazy and fun that motherfucker is. But I have to ask from another perspective.
He's the best. I was in his wedding. He was in mine, man. We're super tight. 90%. I mean, he tells all the stories. I mean,
that's what I figured.
He almost got me not signed. Like, there's a story we've talked about. Like, so it's right there. Won the Remington Trophy coming out of college. He was up for the punter award, lost, so he didn't win it. But we're down there in Orlando for the awards, and you go down, and I mean, anytime you go to these things, like everybody wants you to be on like your best behavior. We're from Pittsburgh, kind of degenerates, so we're like, we're down here to have fun, right? Like, what are we doing? Like, why is everybody going to their room at 10 p.m.? Like, so I like turn the corner, and this bald dude with a big goatee. He's like, oh, look at that fucking Viking. Let's go see what he's up to. Hey man, I'm Pat McAfee, punter from West Virginia. You want to go get a beer tonight?
You sound just like him, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I said, yeah, let's go get a beer. All right, let's go get a beer. So 1 beer turns to 2 turns to 4, couple pops deep. We roll back. It's 2:30 in the morning. People running like the college football awards show. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you guys doing? Everybody's been like, what are you guys doing? We're like, we'll be good. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Fast forward. I finished the 2011 season, the Eagles. I'm going to sign in Indianapolis. Pat's rehabbing his knee, coming off, like, I think he got like a scope or whatever, but he's doing rehab there. And the GM at the time was Polian's son. It was Chris Polian. And Chris Polian's walking me around, and we turn the corner. AQ, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, Chris, this guy's unbelievable. We got fucked up at the college football.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
holy shit.
I'm trying to get signed here, bud. Like, what are we doing? Like, fortunately, I got signed, and there it was. But yeah, he's the
fucking
best.
Funny.
He's the best.
That guy is taking the world by storm, man.
He's on fire right now, bro.
On fire.
He's on
Can't
fire.
Miss. Dude can't miss. Can't miss, man.
He cannot miss.
No.
All right,
That's fucking awesome.
Let's close the show out with an amazing score prediction for tomorrow. AQ, we'll let you go first.
Come on, AQ.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I'm gonna think they are gonna figure it out until they don't. So I'm gonna go 24-20 Bucs.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that.
Good defense.
I've been in my feelings all week, bro. You just inspired me. Come on.
I feel good. The juices are going. I like it, AQ. That's a realistic. I like that score. That's a realistic score. Let's get through this one. Let's get the fucking Germany. Let's get the bye week reset, and let's get the shit right. Okay? I like that. I like that score.
AQ, you still able to play left guard by chance? Just curious.
I wish. This whole neck thing.
Hey, a few stem cells. Talk to Samurai off the pod, bro. He's got some doctors for you.
There you go. There you go.
Dude,
I like it.
That's
I
awesome.
wish.
Definitely appreciate you coming
Fresh
on the
stem
show, bro.
cells.
We'll fly you out to Dubai.
I gotta give you my favorite BA story because these two guys can't fucking hang. They're softies.
Wait,
They're
real
fucking
quick,
soft.
real quick though.
They
I
talk
brought
shit.
my wife to the party,
They
bro.
talk shit, AQ.
Real quick though. Wait.
No, real quick, nothing.
No, I was gonna tell AQ I would fly him out to Dubai and I'd let him pick out which human he wanted to take stem cells from.
Yeah, right out of that person.
And
Right out of
do
that
it
person.
live
That
right
guy.
then and there. Yeah.
Love that move.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, he's got strings like that.
Yep.
I
But
love
no.
that.
you ever
These
had a
guys right
giraffe
here,
steak?
AQ, they're fucking soft. So if we do make it to Arizona, I just want to
Not
set
true.
expectations, right? Because they're
You're
not going out the
They're coming
park.
in hot.
They're soft, bro. You can ask
Soft.
Jake. I'll hang. I'll fucking hang. So it's the year we won the Super Bowl, right? They invite us to the Arians Family Foundation thing, which I'm sure you've been to in Arizona
Yeah.
when they did it. Awesome thing with Costa and stuff, Chris's passion, all that stuff. Amazing stuff they do.
Mhm.
So we're at the gala, we're doing a thing, and Jake comes over, and you know Jake's fucking awesome. Jake comes over, he's like, hey, what's up? 15 minutes, meet us over here. Because the galas, you know, the media's there, all the shit, like, meet me at this, but here's the address. And I'm like, all right. He looks at Sammer, he's like, Sammer, you coming? He's like, no, I gotta go. He's like, what? Like, there's been fucking COVID all you like, we haven't never met in person. You're not gonna hang? He's like, he looks like Stank. He's like, Stank, you're gonna stay there. He's like, no, I gotta go home. My wife.
Bro, my wife got to be in bed by 9 o'clock, bro. She was not hanging.
He looks at me. He's
Dude,
like,
I had to go. I had to
say.
drive an hour to go
both of
get
you
shit
shut
for the
your
next
faces.
morning
AQ,
for the
this
golf
is the first
tournament.
time.
I couldn't
AQ,
stay.
Shut your face.
Couldn't
AQ,
stay.
This is the first time
wanted to,
we
couldn't.
met Bruce and Jake in person, bro, with Jason and all the guys, despite everybody. And he looks at me. He's like, Poppy, you're not leaving me hanging on. No. Fuck no, you're crazy, man. This is nuts. I'm standing next to Bruce.
I don't even know how you got home. Your wife drove home and you had no car. I still don't know how you got home.
I pulled into the bar, right, Q? And I'm chilling at the bar, chilling. Jake's like, just hang out. And like fucking 20 minutes later, bro, Jason Light, Bruce, Jake, everybody, you know, the whole Arizona crew that, you know, and bro, Jake's like, I go over, sit, relax. Bro, sun's going down. We're at a bonfire thing. It's fucking
Great setting.
It's badass, beautiful setting, right? And they're telling stories about Pittsburgh and Indianapolis and like shit that's not public information, right? AQ?
Really cool
You know,
stories here.
with a drink in his hand, these two fuckers missed that moment. He looks over at me, bro. He's like, hey, Poppy, you see this? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're in the circle of trust. Don't fuck it up.
Oh, fuck.
Just keep. I'm like,
Don't
holy
fuck it
shit!
up.
What the fuck just happened? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I didn't hear shit.
You didn't even tell him how he Poppy was on some fucking, you know, crazy diet. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not doing anything.
I forgot about that. He's like, Pop, what you drinking? Dark or what you drinking? I'm like, I'm not drinking, Coach. I'm on a diet. I've lost some weight. He's like, that's great, but you're with me.
You're with me, bitch.
Fuck that. You're drinking.
I
said something to him one time. I said, what you got in there, a little whiskey? He says, yeah, I ain't drinking yet, though.
That's
Jake tells me all the time. He's like,
Tells
when
us
he's
that.
not drinking, he's having rum and Coke or
Crown-
Exactly.
Crown and Coke.
Yeah, not until he gets to the Tito's, right?
Yeah.
He's the best.
If there's Coke in it, that means it's just water at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, I ain't drinking yet.
Hydrating.
I'm like, what?
Ain't drinking yet.
But awesome family, awesome people, man. He gave my son a lot of opportunities. It's been nuts, man. They've been
Yeah.
awesome.
AQ, you're guest at our sponsored hole next year at this golf tournament.
Let's go.
We throw a tailgate on the golf tournament with all
We
the
tailgate
bougie,
at the golf course.
all the bougie motherfuckers look at us like we're crazy people. We have
Yeah,
live DJ.
we grilled meat on a actual charcoal grill on Innisbrook, bro. We're
on a PGA golf
PGA
course
golf
hole. We have a DJ, grill,
shot
A
girls,
red
girls,
carpet.
red carpet,
That
baby
sounds like my
oil,
thing.
smoke machines.
smoke machines.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Bro, everybody
Dude.
that came to our hole, AQ, we would play the Chicago Bulls music and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
step it up at the tee box now.
It's amazing.
Dude.
Super Bowl champion coach. It was fucking nuts. dude.
Maybe
I
AQ
love
can
it.
actually golf. Hey, do you golf?
I do golf. I golf a lot, yeah.
No, I don't golf. I don't know. That's just
But-
no follow up
but-
there.
If the party's on your hole, I mean, I'm probably just gonna stay there. If that's cool.
Most people do.
Shit.
All right,
Most
good.
people don't want to leave.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. So, I don't know if you need to plug anything. Do you have a 501c3, a foundation? I know you got the podcast stuff that I already dropped at the start, but let people know how
Yep.
they can be a part of AQ or get more AQ.
Yeah, perfect. Same thing. Yeah, just add AQ Shipley on all the social channels, and then Bobbled Exchange with Drew Stanton, former quarterback. We got our own little kind of project going on right now. And then the big thing is In the Trenches every Tuesday on the Pat McAfee show, starting right after Aaron Rodgers at 3:00. Catch it on YouTube. You can catch it on Pat's social media, and then I'm retweeting all my stuff all the time as well.
Yeah, guys, if
You doing ayahuasca? You doing ayahuasca?
No, but what an interesting human to listen to, man. God, he's
Very interesting, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know when he's on the show, you're usually next to Pat. You don't talk all that much when Aaron's there. It's like you're just absorbing
they've been
all
losing.
of Aaron.
They've been losing. So, Pat, like every time they show Aaron, like Pat will like mute and he'll like look at me, got a question for him. I asked him a question last week because they only had one loss, right? Then this week he's coming in off two kind of tough losses. Pat asked me, he's like, "You want a question?" I'm like, "Fuck no. Nope. Don't want it." He's pissed. He's pissed. I don't want any questions right now. There's a couple of times he kind of snapped back at Pat a little bit, like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you're trying to trap me right now." And I was like, "No, I can see where he's at right now. I don't even want to go into that
I
territory."
don't even entertain that. Nope.
Exactly.
Hey man, this was fucking awesome.
This was
Thank
really
you
fucking fun,
so
dude.
much
Yeah, man.
for hanging out. I totally agree with your choice, the Bucs winning the game. I just think they're going to win by like 45 points, but that's just me.
I hope you're right.
If they win by 45, that'll be more points combined than they've scored the entire fucking season. But I'm down for it. I'm here.
If they
for it.
win by
Needs to happen.
45, I'm leaving the game the way those stupid Green Bay Packers win when it's Speedo. I'm just going to strip down to a
Wait,
Speedo.
can we
and I'm
storm
walking
the
out of
field
stadium in my
like they did in
underwear.
Tennessee? Can we storm the field and rip the goalpost down and take it and to the
No.
bar and all that shit?
No, this
No.
is the NFL.
They don't do that in the NFL.
She did. My wife said no. Don't walk out with the Speedo.
Oh, I thought she said time for sex.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
time for that too.
That's usually what that means.
There we
Hey, AQ,
Mhm.
thank you so much, man. Love
Oh
you.
wait,
Love
wait.
everything
Maria
you do.
texted me. I'm sorry. She texted me a while ago. Maria, this is for you. Hey, Stank, one for you, and one for Sammer. She told me to do that. So
What?
I don't know.
Wow,
There you
that's
go.
rude.
Okay.
Go Bucks.
Unnecessary. Go Bucs.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised